Holy Bible readings to Request Divine Union. We continue with part 51, chapter 13 of Joshua. The remaining inheritance. Now Joshua was old and advanced in days, and the Lord said to Joshua, "You are advanced in days, and much land remains to inherit. The remaining land is the territories of the Philistines, the Geshurites, and the Canaanites, from Sihor east of Egypt, as far as the borders of Ekron, northward, which is counted as Canaanite, the 5 lords of the Philistines, the Gazites, the Ashdodites, the Ashkelonites, the Gittites, the Ekronites, and also the Avites. From south, all the land of the Canaanites and Mearah that belongs to the Sidonians as far as the Aphek, to the border of the Amorites, the land of the Gebalites, and all Lebanon towards sunrise from Baal Gad below Mount Hermon, as far as the entrance to Hamath. All the inhabitants of the mountains from Lebanon, as far as the brook Misrephoth, and all the Sidonians, them I will drive out from before the children of Israel, only divided by lot to Israel as inheritance, as I have commanded you. Now therefore divide this land by lot to the 9 tribes and to the half-tribe of Manasseh from the Jordan as far as the great sea westward. You will give this to them with the great sea as the boundary, the great sea being the Mediterranean Sea. Land east of the Jordan, but to the 2 tribes, the Reubenites and the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, Moses gave an inheritance beyond the Jordan. Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave it to them eastward from Aroer, which is on the bank of the river Arnon, and the city in the midst of the valley, and the town in the midst of the ravine, and all the plain of Medeba as far as Dibon, all the cities of Sihon, and the king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, as far as the border of the children of Ammon, Gilead, and the border of the Geshurites, or the Maacathites, and all Mount Hermon, and all Bashan as far as Salcah, all the kingdom of Og in Bashan, who reigned in Ashtaroth, and Edrei, who remained in the remnant of the giants, Again, here we're talking about Nephilim. So Moses had defeated and cast these out. Nevertheless, the children of Israel did not drive out the Geshurites or the Maacathites, but the Geshurites and the Maacathites dwelt among the Israelites until this day. Only the tribe of Levi he had given no inheritance, because the inheritance is the Lord God of Israel, as the Lord said to them. So this was the division Moses distributed to the sons of Israel in the plains of Moab, on the other side of the Jordan towards Jericho. Land of Reuben. Now Moses had given an inheritance to the tribe of Reuben according to the families, their territories, from where Aroer, which is on the bank of the river Arnon, and the cities in the ravine, and all the plain of Medeba, Heshbon, and all the cities in the plain, Dibon, Bomoth, Baal, and Beth Baal Meon, Jahazah, and Kedemoth, Ma'afath, Tarjathaim, Sibmah, Zereth, Sahar on the mountain of the valley, and Beth Peor, the slopes of Pisgah, and Beth Jashimoth, all the cities of the plain, and all the kingdoms of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, whom Moses had struck with the princes of Midian. Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, and Reba, who were princes of Sihon, dwelling in the country. The children of Israel also killed with the sword Balaam, the son of Beor, the soothsayer, among those who were killed by them. The border of the children of Reuben was the bank of the Jordan. This was the inheritance of the children of Reuben according to their families, the cities, and their villages. Land of Gad. Moses also had given an inheritance to the tribe of Gad, to the children of Gad according to their families. Their boundary lines were Jazer, all the cities of Gilead, and half the land of the Ammonites, as far as Aroer, which is before Rabbah, and from Heshbon to Ramah, Mizpah, and Betonim, and from Mahanaim to the border of Debir, and in the valley of Beth Haram, Beth Nimrah, Sukkoth, and Zaphon, and the rest of the kingdom of Siphon, king of Heshbon, with the Jordan as border, and as far as the edge of the sea of Kinnereth, on the other side of the Jordan eastward. This is the inheritance of the children of Gad according to their families, the cities and their villages. Land of East, Manasseh. Moses had also given an inheritance to the half-tribe of Manasseh according to their families. Their boundary was from Mahanaim, all Bashan, and all the kingdom of Og in Bashan, and all the towns of Jair which are in Bashan, 60 cities, half of Gilead and Ashtaroth, and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og in Bashan, were for the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, for half of the children of Machir according to their families. These are the areas Moses had distributed as an inheritance beyond the plains of Moab, on the other side of the Jordan by Jericho eastward. Chapter 14. Land divided west of Jordan. These are the areas which the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest, Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed as an inheritance to them. Their inheritance was by lot, as the Lord commanded by the hand of Joshua, to the 9 tribes and half-tribe, for Moses had given the inheritance of the 2 tribes and half-tribe on the other side of the Jordan. But to the Levites he had given no inheritance among them, for the children of Joseph were 2 tribes. Ephraim, and they gave no part to the Levites in the land except cities to dwell in, with common lands for their livestock and their property, as the Lord had commanded Moses, so the children of Israel did, and they divided the land. Then the children of Judah, Hebron given to Caleb. Then the children of Judah came to Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite said to them, "You know what the Lord said to Moses, the man of God, concerning myself and you in Kadesh Barnea. For I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of God, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to spy out the land, and I brought back word to him as he wished. But my brothers who went up with me turned aside the heart of the people while I continued to call the Lord my God. So Moses swore on that day, saying, The land on which you set foot shall be an inheritance for you and your children forever, because you continue to follow the Lord your God. Now the Lord has sustained me, he has said, these 45 years since the Lord spoke this word to Moses, and Israel wandered in the desert, and now behold, I'm 85 years old today. I am still as strong today as when Moses sent me, as strong now to go out and come for war. Now therefore I ask you for this mountain, as the Lord said in that day, since you heard this word in that day. For now the Anakim are there with large and fortified cities. Therefore, if the Lord is with me, I will utterly destroy them, as the Lord said to me. Joshua also blessed him and gave Hebron to Caleb the son of Jephunneh, the son of Kenaz, as an inheritance. Therefore Hebron became the inheritance of Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite to this day, because he followed the commandment of the Lord God of Israel. But the name of Hebron was formerly Kiriath Arba, the capital of the Anakim. Then the land rested from war. Chapter 15. So the land for Judah. So this was the lot for the tribe of the children of Judah according to the families. The border of Edom at the desert of Zin, southward was the extreme southern boundary. Their southern border began at the shore of the Salt Sea, from the bay that faces southward. Then it went down to the southern side of the ascent of Akrabim, passed along to Zin, descended on the south side of Kadesh Barnea, passed along to Hezron, went up to Adar, and went around to Karkaa. From there it passed towards Asmon, and went out to the brook of Egypt, the sea. This is their southern border. The east border was the Salt Sea as far as the mouth of the Jordan, and the border on the northern quarter began at the bay of the sea at the mouth of the Jordan. The border went up to Beth Hoglah and passed north of Beth Arabah, and the border went up to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. Then the border went up towards Debir from the valley of Achor, and it turned northwards towards Gilgal, which is before the ascent of Adumim, which is on the south side of the valley. The border continued upward towards the water of En-Shemesh and ended at En-Rogel. The border went up by the valley of the son of Hinnom to the southern slope of the Jebusite city, which is Jerusalem. The border went up to the top of the mountain that lies before the valley of Hinnom westward, which is at the end of the valley of Rephaim northward. Then the border went around to the top of the hill to the fountain of the water of Nephtoah and extended to the cities of Mount Ephraim. Then the border went around to Bala, which is Kiriath Jearim. Then the border turned from Bala to Mount Seir, passing along to the side of Mount Jearim on the north, which is Chesalon, went down to Beth Shemesh and passed on to Timnah. The border went out the side of Ekron northward. Then the border went around to Shikron, passed along to Mount Baalah, and extended to Jabneel, and the border ended at the sea. The west border was the coastline of the Great Sea. This is the boundary of the children of Judah all around according to their families. Caleb occupies Hebron and Debir. Now to Caleb the son of Jephunneh he gave a share among the children of Judah according to the commander of the Lord unto Joshua, namely Kiriath Arba, which is Hebron. Arba is the father of Anak. Caleb drove out the three sons of Anak from there, Sheshai, Ahiman, and Talmai, the children of Anak. Then he went up from there to the inhabitants of Debir. Formerly the name of Debir was Kiriath Sefer. Then Caleb said, he who attacks Kiriath Sefer and takes it, to him I will give Ashah, my daughter, as wife. So Orniel, the son of Kenez, the younger brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Ashah, his daughter, as wife. Now it was so, when she came to him, that she persuaded him to ask her father for a field. So she dismounted from her donkey, and Caleb said to her, "What do you wish?" She answered, "Give me a blessing, since you have given me land in the south. Give me also springs of water." So he gave her the upper spring and the lower springs. Cities of Judah. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah according to their families. The cities at the limits of the tribe of the children of Judah towards the border of Edom in the south were Kebzeel, Eder, Zagur, Kinah, Dimonah, Adadah, Kedesh, Hazor, Ithnan, Ziph, Talem, Bealoth, Hazor, Hadattah, Kerioth, Herzon, which is Hazor, Aman, Shema, Moladah, Hazar Gadah, Heshmon, Beth Pelet, Hazar, Shual, Beersheba, Bizjothah, Baalach, Ejim, Ezem, Eltolad, Chezil, Hormah, Ziklag, Madmanah, Sansamnah, Lebaoth, Shilhim, Ain, and Rimon, 29 cities with their villages. In the lowland, Eshtaol, Zorah, Ashna, Zanoah, and Ganim, Tapua, Enam, Jarmuth, Adulam, Sukoch, Azekah, Sharaim, Adithaim, Gedarah, and Gederothaim, 14 cities with their villages. Zenan, Hadashah, Migdal, Gad, Dilean, Mizpah, Joktheel, Lachish, Bozkath, Eglon, Kabon, Lachmas, Kithlish, Gederoth, Dagon, Naamach, and Makadath, 16 cities with their villages. Libnah, Ether, Ashan, Liftah, Ashna, Nezib, Keelah, Ashzib, and Marashath, 9 cities with their villages. Ekron with its towns and villages, from Ekron to the sea, all that lay near Ashdod with their villages. Ashdod with its town and villages. Gaza with its town and villages as far as the border of Egypt, and the Great Sea with its coastline. In the mountain country, Shamir, Jatir, Sukkoch, Danach, Kiriath Sanach, which is Debir, Anab, Eshtemoch, Anim, Goshen, Holon, Giloch, 11 cities with their villages, Arab, Dumah, Eshean, Janum, Beth, Tapua, Afekach, Humtach, Kiriath Araba, which is Hebron, and Zior, 9 cities with the villages, Maon, Carmel, Jif, Juta, Jezreel, Jokdeam, Janoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 cities with the villages, Halhul, Beth, Jur, Gedor, Marath, Beth Anoth, and El Keton, 6 cities with their villages, Theko and Ephrathah, which is Bethlehem, and Pagor and Eitan, and Kulon, and Tatam, and Thobes, and Karem, and Galem, and Tether, and Manoko, 11 cities and their villages, Kiriath Baal, which is Kiriath Jearim, and Rabach, 2 cities with their villages, in the desert, Beth Arabach, Midin, Sekakah, Nibsha, the city of salt, and En-Gedi, 6 cities with their villages. As for the Jebusites who dwelled in Jerusalem, the sons of Judah were not able to destroy them, so the Jebusites dwelt in Jerusalem until this day. Chapter 16, the land of Ephraim and West Manasseh. The lot fell to the children of Joseph from the Jordan by Jericho to the waters of Jericho on the east to the desert that goes up from Jericho through the mountains to Bethel, then went out from Bethel to Luz, passing along to the border of the Archites at Ataroth, and went down westward to the boundary of the Japhetites as far as the boundary of lower Beth Horon to Gezer, and it ended at the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim took their inheritance. Ephraim. The border of the children of Ephraim, according to their families, was thus. The border of their inheritance on the east side was Ataroth Adar as far as upper Beth Horon. The border went out towards the sea on the north side of Methath. Then the border went around eastward to Tanath Shiloh and passed by it on east of Janohah. Then it went down from Janohah to Ataroth, and Naarah reached to Jericho, and it came out at the Jordan. The border went out from Tapua westward to the brook Kanach, and it ended at the sea. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, according to their families. The separate cities for the children of Ephraim were among the inheritance of the children of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages. But Ephraim did not destroy the Canaanites who dwelt in Gezer, and the Canaanites dwell among Ephraim to this day, until Pharaoh the king of Egypt came and took it and burned it with fire. They massacred the Canaanites and the Perizzites and those who dwelt in Gezer, and Pharaoh gave it to his daughter as a dowry. And now we continue with Acts. Acts chapter